The Whisper in the Bathhouse. Deep in the mountains stood an abandoned bathhouse known as Yokai no Yu. The villagers warned of a creature called the Akaname, a filthy yokai that thrived in neglected, unclean places. But Akari, a folklore student, couldn't resist the lure of its legend. One cold evening, she ventured into the decaying building. The air reeked of mildew, and the sound of dripping water echoed through the empty halls. With her flashlight cutting through the darkness, she noticed claw-like scratches on the walls and slimy stains on the floor. As Akari moved deeper, she heard it, a wet, raspy whisper. "Dirty." Her heart raced as she turned, her light shaking. In the corner, a hunched figure scraped at the floor with long, bony fingers, its grotesque tongue licking the grime. It froze, sensing her. Slowly it turned, revealing hollow eyes and a grin filled with jagged teeth. "You're dirty too," it rasped, slithering closer. Akari screamed, dropping her flashlight as the creature lunged toward her. Akari bolted from the bathhouse, her breath ragged, her pulse hammering in her ears. She didn't stop running until she reached the village inn, bursting inside, gasping for air. The elderly innkeeper paled at the sight of her. "You went there, didn't you?" he whispered. Akari could barely speak, but she managed a nod. His face darkened. "It saw you. Now it won't stop." A chill ran down her spine. Outside, the night was eerily quiet. Then, slurp, slurp, slurp. A black stain spread across the tatami floor. The innkeeper's eyes widened in terror. "It followed you." From the darkness of the stain, the Akaname's hunched form rose, its hollow eyes locked onto Akari. "So dirty," it whispered. Akari backed away, her mind racing. She remembered an old legend. Akaname didn't just feed on filth. It spread it. If it marked someone as dirty, it would never stop until they were consumed. The villagers began chanting purification prayers, but the yokai only grinned. "Too late," it rasped. Akari looked down. Her hands were covered in the same black sludge. The stain was spreading across her skin. A horrifying realization hit her. The yokai wasn't hunting her. It was becoming her. She screamed as her vision darkened, her body convulsing. The last thing she saw was the innkeeper backing away in horror, whispering, "It's not her anymore." The next morning, the bathhouse stood silent once more. But if you listen closely at night, you can still hear the sound of a wet tongue scraping the floors. And sometimes, when the light catches the bathhouse mirrors just right, Akari's hollow eyes stare back. If you like it, subscribe for more horror content.